So, were you successful? Let's build it together. These are the assets you got. The CSS files for the foundation grid I'm using, and my own CSS file for the styles I'll use throughout this project here. Then I got the index HTML file with obviously the HTML code, and now it's time to add a script. We could add it inline here at the end of this, or simply add a new script file. So I'll add a new app.js file, which of course I need to import in my index.html file down here. So here I'll import script source equals app.js. With this, I can now write my app here in the app.js file. And for writing this, of course, we have to consider which features do we have. Well, if we have a look at the application, we got our health bars, so we certainly need to control the health of each player. So it probably makes sense to kind of, have two properties for that. We conditionally then want to change the style depending on that health, and we want to output it as a number, as text here. We also got these buttons here for which we need some methods to execute when we click on them to start a new game and to have our special things we can do here, like attack, special attack, heal, and give up. And then we might need some additional functions, for example, to render or to simulate the monster attack turn, to generate a random number, to add a turn to this log we're outputting down there, which we as a side note also need to store in some kind of array. And this looks like the things we will need for this. Now, I want to start simple by setting up the player health and outputting it there and adding a conditional style depending on that player health, so that later on when we add functions to change this, we can directly see this being reflected in our application. To execute this application, you can simply double click on the index.html file and execute it in the browser like this. Now, this is not how it will look in the end. This is just without any JavaScript code added to it. Later in this course, we will have more complex setups where we use a little development server to host our application on the local machine. But right now, we don't need it and can work with this perfectly fine. So let's dive into that.